I might be going crazy, but has anyone else noticed that every Discord server they're in suddenly has a dedicated wordle channel? You know, that word-guessing puzzle game that uses colored squares to share your guesses without spoiling the results for everyone? I've been playing Wordle for a while now, and much like a child seeing a lion in the clouds, I started seeing pixel art in the Wordle results. I thought it would be a fun art challenge to adapt these random squares into actual pixel art sprites. And since I just got Aseprite, this would be a great way to practice with the software. So back in late February, I recruited some members of my Discord server to play Wordle daily so that I would have lots of references to choose from. To give myself a little more detail to work with, I would be scaling up the amount of pixels by 9 times the original Wordle grid, which is a 5x6. So unfortunately that doesn't really scale evenly into like 16 by 16 sprites, and I ended up doing 16 by 19. If I were to do this again, I probably would have just made them 18 by 18s because that would give me an even 6 by 6 scale with 3 pixels per Wordle block, but be nice to me, I wasn't caffeinated when I started doing this project. I began scrolling the Wordle channel and thus the Rorschach test began. I saw this little blob and thought, hey, that kind of looks like a snake. And this may be a bias of mine because of the snake game I made last year. Any simple line of green squares will probably look that way to many people. But in particular, I see a snake with a distinct head and eyeball. His body's a bit short, but it has like this cute charm sort of sticking its tail up. Maybe it would have had like a rattler on the end with a posture like that. Oh well, missed opportunity. Okay, admittedly, the snake is a bit basic, so I tried reinterpreting it as something else, and I came up with a snail. You can see I'm taking some creative liberties here. I wanted to keep the color palette mostly the same so that the characters are all still Wordle themed, but I gave myself permission to add different shades of the main colors or even change or add a color here or there. The main idea is to preserve most of that raw shape and silhouette, using the simple squares to inform the overall shape blocking. So which is better, snake or snail? Next up, I connected with this blob of squares. Now I'm curious to ask what you see here. No right or wrong answer here. Just take a moment to look at your screen, pause the video if you have to, and tell me in the comments what you see here. All done? Alright, good. Now, if you said anything other than an adorable baby bird, then you need professional help. I'm kidding, of course, but I saw the bird instantaneously. He has this cute little crest feather and a big eyeball. I gave him a hooked beak like a bird of prey since I only had one square to work with, and this is a more compact shape than different beak shapes. It took me a minute to figure out what to do with the row at the bottom, though. I settled on having him sit down with his legs sticking out in front and tail feathers on the back. Moving on, I had seen multiple Wordle results turn out to have a shape much like this one, but I picked this specific one for its perfect symmetry. This is pretty clearly a crown to me, so I started shaping up some gemstones. The green felt like a problem though. It was really skewing everything to look like flowers, so I changed it to gold and added details and engraving, and it was looking pretty royal, like something a high priest or cleric would wear. But I thought back to the green I so quickly discarded and wondered if I could make it work. So I made an alternate flower crown, twisted dandelions for a fairy or archdruid to wear. Satisfied with these results, I went back to the Wordle pool and found yet another bird. What the heck? But this one was slightly different. It looked older, more mature, more capable and intimidating, like an adult version of the baby bird. It's so cool to see what little differences made the bird feel so different. The smaller eye, bigger head feather, sharper forehead, and longer body. Don't ever talk to me or my son again. I felt like I was starting to see the same things repeatedly, so started looking for oddball, off-the-wall, different shapes. And then I found this blob, and I will give you a second to guess what cartoon character I was seeing here. There's some hints on screen if you're looking. Bubby the whale, particularly the way she sort of sits on top of the surface of the water. She's even got a water spout. At least I hope that's water. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be my color change for this one. Just look at that winning smile though, adorable. For my next design, I wanted to challenge myself to use a very minimal reference, and I found one with only 2 rows. I could see the yellow eyes of a frog lurking on the surface of a pond. The horizontal pupils looking opposite directions really helped sell the frogginess. And I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I had to Google whether or not frogs and toads had nostrils. Finally, I decided to make some flowers, but not like the dandelion crown, instead like daffodils growing scattered on the grass. A lot of it was just placing and erasing single pixels to see what worked. Finding the right place to use shadow or highlight was tricky. Shading the stems could make it feel too heavy, like a tree trunk, so instead I lit the grass blades to make them look more thin and wispy. The final lineup makes me really happy to look at. These guys could be the start of a larger tile set, or maybe just some useful placeholder assets in my game dev projects. You should try this pixel art challenge, it's a lot of fun. I would love to see what other people come up with, so please join the Discord and share your work in the Wordle art forum, or post it on your social media and tag me so I can see it. Maybe we could start a trend, #WordleArt. I'm recording this at a different time because reasons. Big thanks to my patrons, Flare, Ochre, Loki Trickster, and Wobbledobsy. Patrons get early access to videos, and I write little articles on there about stuff I'm working on behind the scenes. The $10 tier patrons even get a monthly reward package shipped out, which contains a button with my art on it, a monthly zine about my work, and a letter from me. All of these are designed and handmade by myself in my home. Between the materials and shipping, I'm not actually making that much more money than the $5 tier, but it enables me to inflict more of my art on people, and they get something out of it. So I'm happy to do it. It's a win-win. I'm interrupting myself again to say there is also going to be a Ko-Fi page up pretty soon where you guys can buy the individual items if you want them and don't want to do the monthly thing. Cool. Big thanks to you, the viewer, for watching until the end, and as always, I'm Catherine Godsey, and you can't stop me.